Welcome back, ladies and gents, to DeckOfCraft. Hello, hello, hello. So, we've got a couple of things to cover in this episode. Starting with this, of course. I've only just loaded into the world, which is why those menus is open. If anybody plays on Xbox, the constant pain and annoyance of those goddamn menus opening. But anywho, so I've just built this silo. We are out by the newly formed farm. See, everything's still loading in because I've just sort of been stood here. Everything's loading in very slowly. We've got a couple of things to go over, as you probably just got a sneak peek of there. But yeah, I've got a couple of things to update you guys on in terms of what's been going on here at Torchstead. We've got a couple of other things around the world that I want to show you guys, and a little bit of chatter about what's still to come. So we've got this silo, which has been set up. I'm going to do a couple of these sort of scattered around, but this is going to be quite a unique one, because inside is going to be an auto bone mealer. So in there is a whole ton of bone meal. I'm adjusting my t-shirt because it's making me itch. There's a whole heap of bone meal, and basically the auto bone mealer that we had over there has been put inside this silo, kind of camouflaged, so that it fits in with the world a little bit more. So basically whatever seeds you've got, you bring up to the top, you whack it in there, bish bash bosh, it gets processed all the way down through the hoppers and the chests and the hoppers and the chests, and there's no issues if it overflows, because we've got plenty of storage down there. So I want to get a couple of those set up. I don't know whether or not they will all have the auto bone mealers inside. I'm not quite sure, but oh, pardon me, I tried to burp then. But yeah, I really like it. Fucking hell. So, all the farms have been moved, as you can see, to here. We moved them over slightly. I say we. Whenever I say we, and it's in relation to Torchstead, I mean me. Me and the people of Torchstead, I suppose. I'm kind of role-playing it in a way. We'll get onto those, don't you worry. They'll also be camouflaged. But yeah, I brought over all the beetroot. Really like having big, massive beetroot farms, and the beetroots are really, really good for the silos. And then obviously we've got all the wheat, because that's kind of what Torchstead uses. All the bread and stuff for all the villagers. So there will definitely be a lot more of these. We will get over to that in a second. So we've got a bridge, because I want the trading entrance to Torchstead to be round here. I showed you guys the area for the village that I had planned over in that direction, the plains biome. So this will be the kind of bridge getting access to the farms, and I want to do some more farms over this side of the bridge and sort of like sprawling around here and stuff, basically. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with this area just yet. It's a little bit of a disaster zone at the moment from burning. So many burning trees. But yeah, I used the help of, I can't remember if it was Wattles or Mumbo Jumbo. I think it was Wattles. And he did like a auto honeycomb farm. So I've cracked up two. One looks slightly better than the other because I knew what I was working with the second one. But we've got like honeycomb just being produced, which is quite nice. And there is an explanation as to why I'm using honeycomb. So let me just get, like, I know that you can use honey blocks with redstone, but that's not really why I'm using them. So we've got this one over here as well. Hello! I think that bee is actually trapped in there because he won't stop moving from that position. But he's also producing a lot of honeycomb. If we wander back over here, we're going to get some honeycomb out. And I will show you guys why I'm actually using honeycomb. So I'm not using it for the honey blocks themselves, I'm using it for the beehives. Ha 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 ha. So the beehives look really, really cool, not only from the side, from these sides, but also from the top. They're kind of like sanded down planks in a way, and I really, really like them. I want to use them in like a desert build or something. I think that would be quite cool. So that's what I'm using honeycomb for, and obviously I'm going to need a lot of it because it's free per block. It's quite an expensive thing to be building with. So we've got two of them on the go. Over here, we've got, I'm a little bit concerned because there is somebody fiddling with the wall next to where I'm recording. And it's very, very echoey and quiet in the flat at the moment because there's just nothing happening. What time is it? It's 11. It's not that late. It's fine. So we've got. I'm trying to like sort of be quiet if you hadn't already guessed. We've got this stone cutters. I'm almost going into ASMR. This is the new stone cutters. The old one is still there, but you might remember seeing this crane with the blocks, and we've added a building. So if you were to type in medieval, I think it's masons, medieval masons, and then maybe Minecraft on the end, this sort of, the custom thing that has that has like a building connected to it, and that's what I kind of tried to recreate just in the style of Minecraft. And we've got like loads of bricks and slabs and stuff everywhere, kind of like as if pieces have fallen off or they've not yet sort of been cemented together. And I quite like that. We've got all of our shulker boxes of everything. Not all of like the interiors are done. We've got sort of the floors and everything sorted out. Again, I say we, I mean me. I am the one that's built this. Oh, we're getting accused of having help. People that join this world bugger off. They don't help me. I'm trapped here looking at the back of that goddamn library that I've still not figured out what I'm doing with yet. Yeah, there's somebody like fiddling with a fucking wall. So, whatever else I had planned for this video, I'm going to instead record tomorrow. But I wanted to update you guys on what I'd built so far. The stone cutters, the silo, moving the farms. We've still got a lot more to come in terms of like renovating this farm district. And I've got like housing and stuff that I'd like to do with like maybe little plots of melons and pumpkins and things like that of that nature. But yeah, I'm quite excited for it. We're going to get some roads put up, and yeah. Okay, it's a new dawn, a new day, a new life, and I'm on a different world, as you can probably tell. I've loaded up one of the templates that I own. I own quite a few templates. You'll learn over the course of the series. I own a lot of templates off the marketplace, because they're fantastic for build ideas. And we don't really have access to sort of free downloaded worlds or anything like that. So I've bought quite a few, quite a while ago, not recently. But this is the crater, and the reason I'm here is because not only will this be pivotal in a future episode, but there's also been some inspiration taken from it, aka the houses have been completely copied and retextured with new materials. Over in our survival world, and I wanted to give credit to Blockception in advance because already the White Rock episode was it only existed because of their world that they created, and I really wanted to give credit to them because holy shit, this house design is cool. So just take note of like sort of the corner supports flared out at the bottom with the oak and the sort of white coloured material supported by the cobble, and then the coloured roof. So we do have these houses being replicated over on the survival world, which I'm now going to go back onto because I can't fly around and show you guys the amazing crater. But I really wanted to show you the inspiration for it, just to give pure credit in case in like a year or two's time someone stumbles onto the episode and is like, hey up, I recognise these. These aren't yours. No, you're right, they're not mine. I'm not the one building them. I am helping come up with some shop designs for them though, because there's only really on that template. There's only really the base template of the houses, and there's not really too much sort of depth into them. It's just kind of the same thing. So yeah, I was over here last night after the last recording session, just sort of clearing out this area and sort of getting a rough idea and sort of terraforming little areas and stuff. I'm gonna take a quick look at these, and then we're gonna go over to this new area. Oh, let me fucking close that. Oh yes, I have got a dragon head on, I kind of forgot about that. It sort of just merges with it and it just happens over time. We're going to be doing something with the dragon heads. That's going to be like a dragon specific build. I like the idea of doing like a, what is it? Is it Dragonstone Keep? Or Dragon, I can't remember. The place from Game of Thrones where it's like all obsidian-y and stuff, and that's pretty cool. I kind of want to do something similar. So yeah, these are exact replicas from Wattles or Mumbo Jumbo. I remember showing you guys those very briefly. and they're the auto honeycomb things. We are gonna take a gander over. So I haven't done too much stuff on the apothecary shop just yet. I've done little bits and bobs, and I've mostly moved all the stuff over. So if we take a quick gander inside... Oh, Mr. Archibald has lost his head. We needed it for the honeycomb farms. So yeah, we've got all the sorting and stuff inside. I can't remember if I showed off all the sorting before, but we've got pretty much everything sort of vaguely alchemy related. Mushrooms, gas tiers, blaze, vines, podzol, bottles. We've got all sorts of stuff. There's space for everything. Everything is getting sorted very slowly. The inspiration for kind of having an all-round starting village kind of comes from the Hermitcraft guys, because they kind of have like these big massive storage rooms, and there's like a chest for every single item in the game, and I wanted something very, very similar if possible, but I kind of wanted it to sort of fit in a little bit more, so that's kind of like where the inspiration came from, I guess. But yeah, once I've shown you guys this, I'm going to be talking about future updates and what we're going to be doing when future updates do come out, and whether or not we will get updated, because with me being on Xbox, it's a little bit of a difficult situation, so I'm going to be talking about that in a little bit. But for now, oh god, I don't know what this big dirt pile is. I haven't been over here in a little while. But you can kind of see the direct replicas. Arguably nicer, arguably worse. You pick what you want to pick, but these are... Oh, it's about to rhyme. These are being built by Nick, who, just like Jordan, is somebody that I know from school. Played Minecraft with for a very long time. And he's having a dab hand at building. And he's definitely picked up this style, as you can see. But he's kind of got like the same beacon thing going on. I think we've all got a beacon now at this point. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is at all. But it's got to go at some point. But that's Nick's house over there. That's like his original workhouse thing. And yes, those are diamond blocks. You know, fucking pickaxe. Jesus Christ. But yeah, he's got like this style going on with like this heavy dark oak. And I like the dark oak theme going along the fountain and along the houses and stuff. You can tell Jordan's been here because there's stripped fucking wood everywhere. It's his latest obsession. Somebody's probably used it on Hermitcraft. Anywho, not saying that Jordan copies Hermitcraft. Definitely not. He's just coincidentally in a jungle. Jordan's house remains unfinished, as expected. So at some stage we will be commandeering this build and either tearing the fucker down or like adding to it and sort of replicating it. Chances are I'm going to tear it down. Sorry, Jordan, if you end up watching this, but yeah, it's probably going to come down. And I imagine we will just completely renovate this area, and that'll be a project on its own. But we might not get that far, because when the next update to come out is going to be the Nether update. And I'm not particularly fussed about whether or not I get the new Nether stuff. Like, Netherite, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. But I can kind of deal with diamonds. It's not going to be anything particularly revolutionary in terms of changing the game. It's going to add in a new material, add in new tools that I don't particularly need. So if I don't get the new update on this world, then I'm not going to be too bothered. Now, there used to be a reset Nether option on the 360 Minecraft, and that was removed when they ported over to Bedrock. Along with a couple of other things, like there used to be a customized flatland, and there used to be a couple of pretty cool options that we no longer have access to for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, because they were quite useful. But I don't know whether or not this world will get updated. I don't know what the situation what the situation is with updating Bedrock worlds, and whether or not, like, if new biomes get added, like they get added to this, because we've got out quite far. If you remember when we went to the jungle, we were 12k blocks out. Now, obviously, not all those 12k blocks have been rendered, but presumably if somewhere's been rendered and you're actively in it, it's not going to get updated. That's kind of the theory along this, and I'm kind of hoping that nothing gets removed at the same time. Like, I don't want to lose an entire build for the sake of adding a new biome in, especially if that biome turns out to be really tiny. And we know that mountains will be getting an overhaul in the future. Presumably at the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2021, we will see mountains come into Minecraft. I have a feeling that they'll come into PC Minecraft before the end of 2020. So I think I've got quite a long time to wait before I would have to really worry. But if something like that does come out relatively soon, and we are on the world, and the world doesn't get updated, and it is particularly cool, I will start a new world. Now, that doesn't mean that this one's going to go to waste. Chances are, if there's a project, we're still going to be finishing it, but as soon as we are finished with that particular project, we will be starting, like, completely fresh. And that's basically, like, when a new season will start. I don't really know how much sense that makes. I'm trying to make it make sense. But yeah, like, that's kind of my idea behind the whole thing. So if we get any big game-changing updates that add in, I don't know, like new village types, or they add in new biomes, chances are I'm going to start fresh and specifically try and find that stuff and do a build in that stuff. But if it's not that great of an update, I'm probably not going to do it. I know that goats are apparently meant to be coming in the mountain update, and I mean, goats will probably still spawn. It's just obviously, will we get the re-rendered mountains, or will we be able to find re-rendered mountains, or will they fit in still next to the normal mountains? Will normal mountains still exist? And it's all this stuff to kind of theorise about, but I don't feel like we've got particularly anything to worry about. Because usually Minecraft updates come out like once a year, and like we've still got a while. So I don't know if the Nether will update. Hopefully it doesn't delete anything, because we've got that lovely like Nether ice path that is like super useful for getting back and forth 12,000 blocks. But at the same time, I am hoping that we get some kind of update. But we're going to have to wait and see, obviously. I don't know the situation with Bedrock Minecraft. So if anybody does, let me know. Because I don't feel like Bedrock Minecraft has had a biome added yet. I can't think of any that have been added in. I know that there are some people that have survival worlds on YouTube and stuff on Xbox Minecraft. And sometimes they do have the updated stuff and sometimes they don't. Usually it's a little bit easier if it's just like a gameplay change, or they add in a single item that you can craft or something along those lines. Or like, oh, this new villager will now spawn at any village. Sort of like miscellaneous stuff like that. That's what I'm kind of hoping it will be along the lines of, but if there is anything that I feel like we're going to be missing out on, then I will be starting fresh. This world will get saved and sort of like archived. It will just go into my annals of the channel. And yeah, we'll start fresh. And plus, it's not that big of a deal to start fresh. Like, it doesn't make everything completely void. It kind of gives an opportunity to build in a new style, or try something different out and go into a new biome, or just being new surroundings in general. But that's hopefully not going to happen anytime soon. I can't see why it would. Like I said, with the Nether update, I'm not too bothered. I don't know why the world ended up going into creative to begin with. I'm trying to it might have been when I copied the world. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, you saw when I loaded the world up, it still said that we were in survival, like it were a survival based world. But we do have privileges onto TP and stuff now, so that's why nothing really counts in terms of achievements and shit anymore. So it would be good to start fresh and actually do it vanilla, but obviously I don't want to lose everything. If I feel like we're missing out with the netherite, I could spawn some in, so that I can just be like, look, we've got some netherite tools. Again, it's one of those things, it doesn't make that big of a deal. The series is about building, and about gathering the resources to build. It'd be kind of pointless if I was flying around in creative and then running around and eating in survival and switching back and forth between the two. But this has been a really, really good practice, basically, for like just improving with survival building. Like, I kind of have builds like that where I'm like, oh, I don't really like it, but I don't know how to fix it yet. I've kind of just got to wait a little bit, and then I have builds like this where I fucking love it. But yeah, I wanted to just show you guys some of the inspiration behind, obviously, Nick's build over at that city, which might be something that we end up commandeering. Whether or not he finishes it, we'll have to wait and see. And I showed you guys everything that I've done around this farming district, and obviously the new stone cutters. Love the new stone cutters. I added the second wall in, that's what I did last night while watching highlights from QI. But yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying it. It is fun. We've got the honeycomb on the go, and we can make some lovely honeycomb, honey hive things, ting-tings. We can make some lovely things. But yeah, I'm going to keep bobbling around. In fact, I've got to go record some State of Decay now, so that's fun. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little episode. Not as long as the usual episode, and no real building being done, but some lovely little updates for you. I don't think they'll take that. But I've been DeckOfCraft, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.